Hi everyone, Chris here, and welcome to your Business Bud. Here I'm going to share tips and strategies that I believe will help you succeed in making money online. This is our first video, and I'd like to make it so special, so I'm going to share with you the steps. There are 7 of them in acquiring a millionaire mindset. It all starts in mindset. So if you don't have the right mindset, you won't be able to succeed. Trust me. I've wasted over 10 years of my life trying a lot of businesses and investments that didn't work. That is because there is something deep in my subconscious that sabotages all my efforts, and that is what I'm going to share with you today. So, as early as now, you can address it, eliminate it, and set yourself to the course of success without wasting years of your life. I'm so excited because I know you'll discover something that can change your life. So if you're dead serious in making huge amount of money online, click that subscribe button, hit that bell, because I promise you, together we can. These are 7 simple steps. They are very simple, but it doesn't mean they are easy. There is a difference between simple and easy. These steps are very simple to understand, but not easy to do. Why? It's because as you learn them, you have to implement them in sequence. I know it'll be very tempting to say, well, I don't need step 2 and 3, so I'll just go ahead and jump to step 4. No, it doesn't work that way. There are no shortcuts. You have to do it one step at a time. Because you see, the steps are not like a ladder where you just cruise into the next step or jump to a higher step, skipping one right after. No, it's more of a brick building. You have to finish the first brick, the first foundation, because you're gonna need it to place your next brick and then the next, and so on. So it's very important to lay the strong foundation at the bottom. That is why you can't skip. Imagine you are constructing a building. If the foundation is weak, what will happen? Yes, it will fall. It will not last. And that is what we don't want to do. This first video is all about step 1. The first step is you have to change the way you relate with money. This is the most important step, and this is what holds most people back. Even if you know all the technical knowledge, all the how-tos, and what needs to be done, if you don't change the way you relate with money, none of it will work. Have you seen the movie Titanic? If you haven't, I would not recommend it until after you finish this video. I've probably seen it so many times. It's a great film, but it demonstrated or enticed the limiting beliefs that most people have about money and success. It clearly shows that it's noble to be poor and rich people are evil, immoral, and they're like that because of money. If you have seen it, I know you'll object. Hey man, it's just a love story. It's about Jack and Rose who love each other. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'll tell you what's wrong with it when you're aiming to be a millionaire. First, do you remember the first scene of Jack? What is he doing? He was gambling, right? A happy-go-lucky guy, having fun, gambling. How did he get the ticket to the Titanic? By luck, by gambling. So what is the first scene telling us about the main character, Jack, a very handsome guy? In order to go to New York, in which he couldn't afford, he needed to be lucky. But he seems to be happy and exciting, yes? So the first lesson we learn is that poor people are happy-go-lucky, unconcerned, and pleasing, right? Jack is having fun, he doesn't seem to care about the world, he is enjoying it, he got lucky, and won the ticket. So the first 10 minutes of the movie, that's the first piece of information we get. Then our handsome Jack got to the ship and saw the lovely Rose. Do you remember what was Rose doing? Rose is engaged to a wealthy guy. Was she happy? No. In fact, her soon-to-be marriage was kind of an arranged one. She wasn't happy at all. It seems like she was trapped, controlled. So, scene two, we meet Rose, and Rose is clearly very unhappy. Why? Because she has to marry the boring rich guy. So, here is Jack, a happy, fun, good looking, exciting, and then the rich guy. I don't even remember his name on the movie, really. The rich guy who is boring, selfish, and so full of himself. Rose is not happy with him even though he's rich, and even gave her a rare diamond necklace worth hundreds of millions of dollars because Rose was just forced by her mother to marry him for the sake of their family. So, the second lesson we learn subconsciously is that you have to sell your soul and trade happiness for money. As the movie goes on, you'll see Rose eating on the first class dining room surrounded by all these wealthy people who wears all the nicest clothes and finest jewelries, sipping their glass of nice champagne, smoking cigars, talking about stocks, polo matches, and all this superficial nonsense. You'll hear all their fake laughters. It's as though they're trying so hard to please one another, right? So Rose was sitting in there very unhappy. Then came Jack and says, "Come meet me down in the third class. I'm going to show you how to party." So the first class looks boring, fake, superficial, and lifeless. Then came the third class. Man, it was totally the opposite. Remember the scene? People are on their toes, all dancing while drinking beer. Everyone looks so happy, truly happy. Then Jack asked Rose to dance on top of the table, and it was a blast, right? So here's what the scene taught us: poor people are so much nicer, welcoming, and more fun to be around than those selfish, self centered, fake, and nasty rich people. And if you want to be accepted and fit in with the crowd, then you're most certainly better off being a poor person. Then the ship hits the iceberg. Boom! This is the climax of the movie. What do we see? Damn rich people try to sneak into lifeboats or bribe their way on. Remember that scene? Rich people are doing everything they can to get to the lifeboats. And the wealthy guy did a crazy stuff by snatching a poor little girl to pretend he has a child. So imagine the subconscious reaction imprinted on your mind as you watch some selfish rich guy steal a little girl from its mother to save his freaking ass. What kind of a human being would do something like that, right? I don't like that part so much, so let's fast forward to the end of the movie. Rose is now about 100 years old and she has a granddaughter that takes care of her. She still has this necklace worth over $100 million, which she could have give to her granddaughter to set her up for life. But what did she do with it? She threw it in the bottom of a freaking ocean. So, think about Titanic. Can you see the messages being imprinted in our minds as we enjoy the movie? Let's do a little twist to the Titanic. Imagine the director switch it around. What if the movie shows rich people having fun, enjoying life, they are nicer, fun to be with, and the poor people were the ones who are nasty, fake, and boring? Do you think the movie will sell as well? It will be the worst grossing movie of all time. Why? Because it doesn't appeal to the masses. It doesn't validate the existing beliefs. That is why I chose Titanic as an example, because it shows the deepest rooted emotions we have towards poor and rich people. That is how distorted our world is. Do you understand? You may say, "Hey Chris, it's just one movie." Well, I can give you movie after movie after movie after movie, from Robin Hood to the futuristic sci-fi, The Hunger Games. The media is teaching us a certain perception of rich people and a certain perception of poor people. Think about it. This is why most people are against those who wants to pursue wealth, because they believe it's not noble to be wealthy, to be successful. They believe it is noble to be poor. This is why the more success you get, the more haters you get. That is the truth. Imagine a dad driving his little boy to school and they pass a big, wonderful mansion with high end cars. Then, of course, the boy will react with awe and said, "Wow, Dad, look at that house. It's so amazing. Way bigger and more beautiful than our small house. And look at those cars. They are so shiny. Ours is full of rust than car. How come they can afford to get all this stuff, Dad?" And the father's response is, "Well, it's okay, son. Don't be envy. Those people aren't happy. They are miserable people. We are happy. So forget about that." That imprints to the son's mind at, say, 5 or 6 or 7 years old. When he grows up, he will have this belief that people living in those houses and having those lovely cars are miserable, and he would not like that. You know what? The dad lied. Well, I don't think living in a mansion will make you unhappy, or driving a Lambo will make you unhappy. But most people have negative beliefs about money. It's toxic. How toxic? I bet you probably hear at least one or two of these statements as you're growing up. Number one, money doesn't grow on trees. Have you heard that? What about money is the root of all evil? Or money is not that important? Or money is limited resource? Or you have to work too hard to get wealthy? Or money can't buy you happiness? That's a good one. Or it is selfish to want a lot of money. Or for me to make an extra dollar, someone has to lose $1. Or you need money to make money. Or money causes people to go bad. And money can't buy health. Guess what? Neither does poverty. Would you agree that it costs money to maintain a good health? It costs money to pay medical bills. When one of your loved ones need medical care and they cannot afford it and you cannot help them, it is the worst feeling in the world. You can't go to the hospital and says, "We are poor, but we are happy. Can you help my mom?" Or, "We are poor, but we are kind people. Can you help my dad?" It doesn't work that way. You need money. People say money doesn't buy happiness. Neither does poverty. And they know that too. But most people would like to defend their position. So the easiest way to do it is to justify, to lie. Can you imagine a dad talking to his son this way? "Son, we don't have a big house and nicest cars because I fucked up. I have no idea how to make money. I was a lazy bum. I'd rather watch TV and drink beers than take time to develop my money-making skills. I was too sleepy to read financial books, so, son, I fucked up so bad." That is the truth. We are the unhappy ones. It's tough to talk about it, right? I cannot tell my son I fucked up, so it's very easy to say, "Money don't buy happiness," or "Rich people are crooks. That's why they're rich." Then I can sigh a sigh of relief, and the son took it as the right answer. And that is the same shit he tells his son and daughter, and the cycle goes on. So if you have kids, start telling them the truth. Start telling them what exactly is going on. If you're in debt, tell them, "You know what? Mommy is in debt. It's because I made these bad decisions. I spent more than I earned. I don't know how to manage credit cards. I made wrong business decisions. And here's what I learned." Then teach them that way. Don't ever throw one of the old lines I showed you earlier. Then they'll ask you, "What should I do? What should I learn?" They will get more curious. Then you can guide them on the right path. the one you should have taken when you were younger. So we used to describe the rich as they are filthy, nasty, stinking, selfish crooks. Have you heard that before? I used to hear that. But based on my experience, I actually have never met even one filthy, nasty, selfish crook rich person. I have met a lot of filthy, nasty, selfish crook poor people though. You see, I'm from the Philippines, and during my college days, I studied in one of the universities in the area of Manila called the University Belt. This is because of the numbers of universities in that area that are very close to one another. I'm from the province, so I had to stay to one of the apartments there. And we are not a well-off family, so we can only afford those that are located in poor urban part of Manila called Tondo. Crimes are very rampant in the area. I even saw one while I was walking towards my apartment one night. There was a lady walking in the street with her shoulder bag on her right arm when a few seconds later, two guys riding a motorbike passes by and the guy at the back snatched her bag, and since the bag was on her right shoulder, she was dragged a couple of meters as the guy quickly attempted to remove the bag off of her. I was stunned by what I saw, and I couldn't do anything because the snatchers quickly got away. Thankfully, the lady just got some bruises and was not seriously hurt. But the trauma she just experienced will remain with her for a long time. I tell you, you walk down the street in Tondo, Manila during that time, and instantly you'll feel unsafe. It is dirty, it smells urine every block. Almost every night you'll be awakened by some gang fights. You'll see kids inhaling solvent on the side of the street, people doing drugs. It's crazy. Then I visited a good friend who is living in Forest Park in Makati City, the most expensive subdivision in Metro Manila. I felt very safe. It's so clean, it smells pretty good, and people are so nice. So I wondered, where does filthy, nasty, stinking, selfish crook came from? Do you remember the statements I shared with you? Now you realize how destructive they can be. You don't have to believe a lot of that to sabotage your success. In fact, you just need to believe one, and it'll be very difficult, if not impossible, for you to succeed. Just one. Here are some observations I had with working with different types of people. If you believe a lot of these statements, you won't even get started. You'll procrastinate. Now, if you don't have a lot of these beliefs and you just have a couple, the behavior is usually you make it, then you lose it. Then you make it, then you lose it. You make it, then you lose it. Again and again. So usually, if you have one or two destructive beliefs in your mind, it manifests as self-sabotage. That is, when things are going a little bit too good, you'll mess it up. Not consciously, but subconsciously. The jobs are going too well, money is coming in a little too easy, then suddenly, something will happen. You'll make mistake, you'll attract a bad business partner, or you get sick or something. Usually, this is how it shows up in life. Like in a computer, one virus can slow down your whole computer. It'll lag, it'll show all strange lines, it'll mess all your files. It doesn't take 10 viruses, it just takes one. One limiting beliefs about wealth, about money, that will hold you back for a long time. Hey, I'm not saying all rich people are good, nor all poor people are bad. I know there are rich people who are bad and poor people who are very kind, because it has nothing to do whether you have plenty of money or not. The truth is, money don't make people good or bad. Money is neutral, but money is like a magnifying glass. How? Money will magnify that which is within you. And the more money you have, the bigger it'll magnify who you are. So if you're selfish on the inside, money will magnify that selfishness. If you are broken within you, money will magnify your brokenness. But if you're good and kind and selfless, guess what? Money will magnify all those good stuff in you. So, my invitation to you is this: be rich on the inside first before you are rich on the outside. Because if you're rich on the inside, then you can handle the money that will come in. But if you're not rich on the inside, the money that will come in can destroy you and you will lose it. Look at what happened to majority of lottery jackpot winners. After a few years, they lose it all. Friend, I want you to eliminate the false belief about money. Be rich on the inside. Believe you deserve it. Believe you can make better things when you have plenty of money. I want you to be rich not just for the money, but for what it can make of you to achieve it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.